I just think it was time that, we legalized it, because ever since I know, when I was in college and beyond, people were using it, and we had to hide it, and it was a felony if you possessed it.
To a certain extent, I believe the younger generation of kids have now grown up with it being legal in Colorado, at least for the last 8 years, and so they tend to see things a lot of the way adults are, which is all good or all bad, and they're only taking in the good and not restricting themselves a little bit, or having some outside authority restrict that.
She just started high school. She came home within the first week saying, "I've noticed a lot of people smoke weed here." And my husband and I said, "All right, how do you feel about it?" And she said, "I may want to try it."
The best research suggests that in adults, cannabis use really isn't harmful long-term. It doesn't have any permanent effects. The same is not true for adolescents, especially adolescents under the age of 15. There is good research to suggest that there will be long-term, even permanent impacts to their intelligence, to their concentration, to their memory, to their overall development.
It's often seen as a gateway drug for some of our students, and to the dispensary owners, I would hope that they would commit to safety and the responsibility of keeping it out of the hands of children.
Regulating cannabis and putting it in a regulated industry is the most important thing to keeping it out of the hands of kids. In my mind, there's no way to do that any easier than to regulate it. ID people. That black market's not going to ID people.
When we got adult use marijuana passed, there was not a whole lot of regulation related to edibles. And they were in the form of gummies and things that were very appealing to kids. And there's dangers there. There's the appeal. There's the what message are we putting out there. There are a whole host of concerns as it relates to that kind of model and the products that were being put out in the early days.
Some of the packaging that I've seen, they've kind of farmed off on other candies or those kinds of things, and that makes it a little bit easier for the kids to mistakenly get that.
We did see a pretty significant increase in unintended exposure to THC in children who were getting access to their parents' edibles, who they'd left them laying around. So I think regulation of the product is important. I think making sure that we're doing our best not to market it to children, even if we're doing so indirectly, is important.
I just like it, make sure that if you're going to be doing that you understand what it is, and then the controls where you have them, you need to keep the kids away from.
Also, I would hope that parents would be responsible with not leaving it in places that are accessible to their own children, such as, cupboards, shelves, refrigerators.
I firmly believe that the best way in this legalized world to work from a prevention standpoint is to work with the industry. We have to work together to find policies that protect the social development and the social and emotional development of our youth.